This installment of For Fun's Sake may contain lewd comments, gestures, and or faces not appropriate for anyone, and swears, and tomfoolery. It's rated A for adult, but not in the sex way, unfortunately.
The views expressed are not those of MTN, MCAD, or anyone, not even us sometimes, because the joke comes first and then professional integrity.
1, 2.
Why would I drive a car into a swimming pool? Skip my classes just to seem pretty cool. Why would I be that guy? Why would I buy a plane ticket to the Amazon? Compete naked in a triathlon. Why would I waste my time?
With Sammy and EJ.
Yeah.
I'm not choking on my own spit.
You okay, fam?
Hello. I'm here to tell you about dying.
Hello, and welcome to For Fun's Sake podcast, a improv show that we are doing in your presence.
This is the second one we've done in a row today.
Yep, so we're gonna see how this goes. Whoopee!
Hopefully the video
Will
does
work
not
this
cut
time?
out. Yeah, fun fact, if anyone out there is an aspiring podcaster or videographer, Canon DSLRs do not like to stay awake and record video for longer than 12 minutes.
Well, I think mine would, but that's just because.
No, she has like the fancy new mirrorless one.
Oh, and it's still
same
won't?
thing.
Damn.
Canon. Fuck.
That kind of makes sense, though.
It does, but it pisses me off.
Wow, that was interesting. So, welcome to our podcast.
So we're sticking with this setup, I think. I like this one camera thing.
Yeah, we're trying this again for the second time, the one camera. Hopefully this time this one camera will work.
Yeah, we'll see how the editing flow works.
Yeah.
So what did you watch since 2 minutes ago?
What did I watch since 2 minutes ago? I'm trying to think because I did start watching more stuff. So I mentioned at the end of last video Letterkenny. And I am genuinely getting into Letterkenny. And it actually, in that, and I don't know if you've ever seen a movie called Drop Dead Gorgeous. It's about a Minnesota pageant. It's amazing.
I think I have, but like not in a long time.
Well, basically, I'm super inspired. I have an idea that thinking about those two things, I was like, oh my God. And so this summer, my goal is I have 2 full film scripts that I want to write. Now I basically have a third one.
Cool.
So my summer goal is to write 3 almost 2-hour scripts. So we're going to see how that happens.
Full feature.
Yeah, full features. Because the last full feature I did, the first half that I thought super hard on, everybody hated. And I worked so hard on. The second part that I bullshitted and literally wrote in under 24 hours, everyone was like, oh my God, that's great. And I was like, this is literally just bullshit. So we're going to see what happens.
Well, yeah, that's what I find with writing too, is that you just, the stuff you think really hard about, you agonize over every single detail, and then it's like hard and clunky and doesn't read well. And then like when you're like, I'm just gonna jerk it onto the page and see what happens, it usually turns out better.
But like sometimes jerking it, I find I miss things in the story that are important, like actual plot stuff.
Oh, well, I've never written a second draft, so like...
Oh, it's, you know what, writing a second draft it's actually, I find it's a lot nicer than actually writing the first draft, because you get to actually play with the stuff you want to play with.
Yeah, but I haven't done that yet, and so I don't know. So like when I do miss plot stuff, I'm like, oh shit, and then like scroll it down somewhere, and then it never gets fixed.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah,
I thoroughly
I'm really
enjoy second
bad at
drafts.
writing.
Usually, like, I find my stuff is really good after like a third or fourth draft. And it's not like a full rewrite, but it's just like rewriting specific scenes or altering a character's personality. Like I was going through some of my old scripts. I've taken a couple fun script writing classes, so I am ready. And I was going through some of my old stuff, and I was like, wow, past me just has a thing for a very specific style. Also, wow, BB, learn how to write. like I already have one or two scripts. I have two scripts that I actually want to film, like shorts. And one I'm going to have Max read before I even try to rewrite it. And then the other, Max is a friend of ours. And then the other is a script that I was like, this could actually be good if I kind of like just, do a little nip and a little tuck here. So we're going to see what happens because I really enjoy script writing.
I do too, but
You just don't get to that second draft.
yeah.
And honestly, that's like the best part is getting to a second draft.
I did a couple spec scripts for TV comedy writing, a class. That was cool. I did Broad City. So good. Have you not seen Broad City?
Well, no, I know what Broad City is, but what do you mean? Like you wrote
It's essentially
out an
fan
episode?
fiction. Yeah.
Oh, so you
You
wrote
make
like
up
an
your
episode
own.
for the show.
Yeah, so not anymore. It's not really the convention anymore, but what used to happen to get hired as a writer is you write a spec script and like bring it around. So like you wouldn't necessarily go to Broad City and say hire me, you would just be like
No, but like this is what I would write if I wrote for Broad City.
instead of making like a sizzle reel or a you just hand in a
versus like a draft script example.
yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Because, I don't think they do that as much anymore.
No, because most writing teams are just like the people who came up with the idea now.
Yeah.
But before, when comedy was like a assembly line and people were just like on
Yeah.
the typewriter all day, like they just needed people who
Yeah.
could do the thing.
Yeah. And that was also back when writers were like treated like pure shit.
Well, yeah, they still kind of are, but a little better.
Not as much anymore. Only I think it's because now you have much more freedom as a writer because your story is important. I don't know. I like to think of it that way. I treat all writers with respect because I fucking love writers. I do. I think writers are great. I just really respect anyone in the film industry. I was talking with someone who was just like a grip. Oh God, this was like on a shoot many moons ago. And I was like, you know what you do is awesome. And they were like, I just hold stuff.
Like, yeah.
And I was like, yeah, but you hold it with ease. Like, it hurts. I know it hurts. I've been a boom pole operator. Like, it sucks. You're doing great. And they were like, I don't know if you're kissing my ass or being truthful. And I was like, I'm being truthful. And then they were like, oh. And like, we had a moment. And they were like, no one's ever said that before. I'm like, no, like, everything people do is great. So yeah, Letterkenny's great. That was a big roundabout circle. How about you? Have you...
Nope.
Nope. Dope.
I watched a few more episodes of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
I still, after you showed me,
It's-
I cannot get into it.
It's hard. It's hard to watch.
Yeah, she makes me feel so uncomfortable. I had to stop.
It's kind of the point.
I know.
But like I understand.
But,
like
like,
I don't know
it's-
how I got past the first few episodes.
Yeah, because I tried watching more after you and Ryan left. I physically, I couldn't do it. Like, I still every once in a while I'll go on YouTube and look up her songs because some of her songs are amazing.
Yeah.
But, I can't. She makes me so... And it's true, that's the point. But there's something about her that I think reminds her of people I used to know. And I physically watch it. It makes me feel super anxious and it makes me get very angry.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can't watch this anymore. And yeah, that's the whole point of the show. But that's also not, I'm not supposed to be revolted by the show.
No, you're supposed to be uncomfortable, but like in an artistic,
Exactly. And actually
intentional
enjoy
way.
it, whereas I
Yeah.
cannot. So,
Yeah.
but no, the music is bomb. I still go back to Love Triangles all the time. That song
Yeah?
makes me so happy. Yeah.
good.
Yeah, that one makes me really happy, especially when she's doing her faux Marilyn Monroe, and all these guys are like, "You're stupid
Actually,
as fuck."
that's not
yeah,
right.
you're not right.
She's trying to talk about they're like doing triangle math. Yeah.
Yeah. She uses triangle math, actual triangle theory of triangles.
She's like, the middle of this triangle
Triangle is me, as she's talking about being in the middle of a love triangle, and these guys are like, "That's not at all the theory
That's not
behind.
a nice sauce, Elise.
Yeah, like you're wrong. Oh my God, are you gonna? Okay, EJ is eating some Cheez-Its.
But she's not.
Oh my God. She's not interested. Ooh, that was bad. That hurt. I just hurt myself.
That's the response, the button that people hit when I'm on the dating sites.
Oh, that is not true. I call bullshit.
Have I had an internet date? Let's
Well,
play
you know
our
what?
first
But
game.
like, neither have I. But that's only because crazy people are online. That was why I got offline. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not, but I am. So our first game. Do you want to do Don't Get Me Started?
Don't get me started.
I have already randomly generated a word to play this game, and the word is actor.
So I worked in theater a lot
Yeah.
in high school in my early college days. No offense if you're an actor, but when y'all get in groups, y'all are dumb. Dumb.
Really?
Yes.
See, I think because no offense, my perspective, they just become more asshole-ish.
Oh, no. Yeah, I was props manager.
Oh.
And so I would put stuff on a table, like in a order. When you're done with it, you put it back. I put like labels. I thought that would be enough. No, I had to quarantine, like put a grid system. Like this is where the newspaper goes. This is where the plates go. And it was terrible. I moved the pillows from under the table to the cabinet, and the actor couldn't find it.
Did you write on there that the pillows were in the cabinet?
No, but that's like where they got stored until we got the table. And like we had the table for like 2 days, and he was like, "Where are the pillows?" It was when actors get in groups, their brains stop working.
See, for me, because and it's interesting because there's very much a difference between theater actors and film actors.
For sure.
And so when I worked with theater actors many, many moons ago, they were assholes. And I tried so hard because I'm usually like the mediator. I'm the one who's like, hey, we can do this.
You're too nice.
I can be a pushover. That's what you're saying. But it got to a point where I was like, fuck you, I'm out. Like, I don't give a shit. And fun fact, I was one of the actors. Like, I was the actual, like, I wouldn't say I had a main role. I wasn't like a lead, but I had a role that was super important, and everyone still treated me like shit. And I was like, you know what, fuck this, I'm out, because y'all can just suck a dick. And it's weird, because I think theater as an adult is probably a very different experience than like theaters when we were younger. But like my high school theater club
Well, yeah.
were all assholes. And I was like, why? You're literally doing Grease in a high school.
Theater kids are kids who think they're just Broadway stars who haven't made it yet.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why they're
I mean,
assholes.
yeah.
Is because they have this idea that they're going to be famous. And,
But you know what? Some
name and lights, baby. And
some
transatlantic
theater
accent.
some theater actors are still not the best.
No, because
But
theater
that's-
is totally different than film. And
But yeah, that's also because like there are some theater people who hate film and there are some film people who hate theater. And I'm like, guys,
all
why can't we get
media
along?
is the same.
Okay, well that's a lie. It's not
No,
the same,
no,
but it's
it's-
within the same vein. And so it's like
Yeah,
we
like,
can all respect each other.
It's just a different way of telling stories. Like this podcast is just essentially a radio talk show, except for you get to listen on demand. That's it. And we don't play music. That's it.
yeah. Which some people probably wish we
Ding, 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 ding. Let's do some royalty-free scatting.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Okay, that sounded too much Ferris Buellery.
What?
Like you got really close to that.
I'm saying tiki tiki.
Oh, well, that's not how it sounded to me. Also, tiki tiki. What?
That's just the gibberish syllables that came to my mouth and they got stuck
That
there.
came to your mouth?
Came inside my mouth and they got stuck there.
And someone else kink shames someone else, and you're the one who's got all this shit.
Listen, if you were to kink shame me, whatever. Like, I'm dishing it out. I could take it. Like, you can make fun of me for anything.
But why? Why did you do that? Okay, now, stop touching your chair. Touch it one more time, and I will mute you. I will literally stop this recording.
Don't get me started.
Don't get me started. But no, like it's hard because some actors are really great.
Yes, individually those actors.
Individually,
I hung
actors
out
are
with them. They were my
fantastic.
friends, and like that was great. But when they were in a group together, being actors, their brains
specifically
left.
theater though,
Their brains left.
because film actors are usually really good at.
Well, they're in small groups.
Well,
There's not 20 of them.
Well, I mean that's true, but I also think that film has to be so much more specific than theater. Because theater, you have to be like dramatic and grandiose, and you have to do all of these.
Yeah, small movements are actually big. And
Yeah, because people need to see them.
Yeah.
Whereas on film, I think actors have to. It's probably that actors have to focus more.
Because they have to like
Because-
live it for
exactly,
it to be believable.
You need to be natural. As Alice Guy Blaché says, you have to be natural. She was the first female film director who was cut out of history. Just a little, if anyone wants
Little
to Google
editing
her,
joke.
a little editing joke.
Cut out.
She was cut out of history, and she made almost all of the famous films that other men took credit for.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
And all of her, it's all finally coming to light that she was literally, because if you look in your history books, they will have her down for films that she didn't make, that someone else made, but then all of her other films will get credited. Like, I actually didn't know this. I was a film historian for a hot minute. That was actually my degree before my BFA. And I watched her films under the name of somebody else. And I didn't know it until now. And it's just really upsetting. So her catchphrase was be natural. Let it come to you naturally. Like when you're acting, that moment is you. You are that moment. So just take it as you would take it.
So it's like the opposite of method acting where you're like, I am this person all the time.
Yeah.
I need to deeply personalize all this.
And it's hard because I think method acting has a really important place.
It
However, so many people have taken it in such a negative, harmful way.
Or they don't, well, that's when they don't do it right.
Yeah.
Like when I took a single acting class.
Oh.
Yeah, so when we took it, my teacher was like, I forgot where I was going with this.
Method acting.
Oh, yeah, we learned method acting, essentially. So, like, he was like, if you're upset, you know, this person is wearing a costume, find something on that costume that makes you upset, that relates to a memory. Like, this person is angry at you, think of sometime someone yelled at you and wearing a business suit. And so, like, you could twist it and, like, attach it to your own memories. And
Yes.
for me, that sounds, like, super fucking dangerous.
It can be.
Because then, like, if you're theater acting, you have to do that 8 days a week, 8 shows a week.
But you know what? There's also a difference between theater and method, though. So it's like if you're a method actor, then yes, you have to. But it's also hard because people take method acting to such extremes now that they don't come out of it even when they're off the screen. Some people will do it only when they're actually working, and then they'll take a break.
Yeah,
Whereas
which is
others,
how you're supposed to.
Which is how you're supposed to do it. But you're also not supposed to. There are different ways to do method acting where it is not harmful to you.
Yeah.
Whereas there are actors now, I won't say names because everyone knows who they are, who
Send
will-
used condoms to their co-stars as part of their method acting.
Oh, yes, or dead rats, things like that. Where
That's not method acting. That's being a dick.
yes, but they did it through the eyes of that character. See, that's the thing. That's where it's like with method acting, where's that line? But that's not proper method acting. And so
No, it's just a way of staying in character while, like, in between scenes. Like, it's not supposed to be.
But for people who method act, it's not. They're like, if I'm not in this character who method act like that, they're like, if I'm not this character all the time, then this character won't be authentic. So like that's why Leonardo DiCaprio was an actual racist on Django Unchained, because the whole time outside of the film, he was racist. Like he chose that to actually be angry. Yeah. Watch an interview with Jamie Foxx about it. It's really interesting. Yeah. Yep. So, yeah. So method acting is like a whole different beast.
I've been spoiled. 2 episodes in a row, we're going to talk about Orphan Black. Tatiana Maslany did method acting, but that's because she had to do like 15 different accents.
Yeah, so that's a little different.
And like she carried her body differently and stuff. So she would like like fandom
But
hates the question, like, what did you do to get in character? She listened to music and like danced differently until her body felt different, and she stayed in that character until she needed to move to the next one.
And like that makes sense because she had to play so many different people.
Yeah, and like that's
very different.
yeah, but then she was Method to do that. So like I feel like Method is like a tool. It's not like you shouldn't be being a dick to your co-stars.
No, but that's what people do because if they're like, if I'm gonna get in the mindset of this character, I have to do this. And that was why Leonardo DiCaprio actually hurt his hand. Because when he broke that glass and it went through his hand, he actually felt so much pure rage. That was why he kept acting. And that's why that ended up in the movie. Yeah. If people did not know, fun fact, when Leonardo DiCaprio filmed Django Unchained, when he slammed his hand through the glass in the dinner scene, he actually cut his hand open. Also, fun fact, when Daryl Hannah was in Blade Runner, when she ran into the car and broke the window, she actually shattered her arm. Have you not seen Blade Runner?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. That's fun, random fact.
All right, let's move on to the next game.
Okay.
I have a cheese knot in my
This
mouth.
is going to be...
Advertise this.
Advertise this. Waves and ice. Oh my god, they're literally like the Frozen thing of one other.
This is a game where we generate 2 words and then build make a fake product that we have to advertise. I don't think we said that last time.
Yeah, we did.
Did we? Okay.
Yeah, I think we did it really fast. We were like, this is... Yeah, no, you literally said this is where we advertise something.
Okay. My brain's not good, so I don't...
Waves and ice are literally... Okay, don't get me
Frozen
started.
2.
This is literally the same thing. Oh my god. Well, they're already making a Frozen 2, so it's going to be like Frozen 3. Yeah. Oh my god, did you hear that? Sorry, random side note, but did you hear that conspiracy theory that...
Save it for the next bit.
Oh, but no, it has to do with this, though.
Okay, fine.
That Disney only made Frozen because they were getting so sick and tired of people... Don't you fucking touch my chair. I do not like that.
Sorry. It has a button.
I know, but please don't. That actually makes me really uncomfortable. Sorry, EJ was touching my chair. Anyways,
I didn't know
moving
there
on.
was a button and I pushed the button.
Well, yeah, this is the back thing to help with your support, lumbar support. You were the one who told me that. Because I asked, I was like, oh, are these those lumbar chairs? And you were like, yeah.
These chairs.
That's, oh my Jesus.
My brain melted. What were you going to say?
So Disney made Frozen because they were getting tired of people Googling Walt Disney and cryogenics. So they made Frozen, conspiracy theory, they made Frozen to cover up the fact that people were Googling
so when
him.
people Google Disney Frozen, it would be...
It's the movie now and not him being cryogenically frozen. So if you do, fun fact, you can on Google search what it would have been years before. You can alter your search. So if you go back to like 2003 and you search in like Disney Frozen, all these theories about him, his head being cryogenically frozen, him being cryogenically frozen, and now, of course, when you search it today, it's all that movie. And they did a really good job, and I was like, solid 10 out of 10. But ice and waves. Is it like waving ice? So is it like an ice machine that waves at you when you get ice from it?
What if it's a fan
That waves that...
made of ice?
You
For
mean
that-
air conditioner?
Extra cold. Air conditioning isn't a fan, though. It's just air.
Well, it depends on the kind you get, because if you do like a, like I'm looking at one right now for my room where it's a portable one, it is actually just water and a fan, but a fan that uses the water to make
hillbilly
temperature.
air conditioning.
Yeah, it is hillbilly air conditioning,
Yeah.
but it's a portable air conditioner.
Yeah.
So yeah, so an air conditioner. We're selling you an air conditioner. A hillbilly air
My
conditioner.
brother and I actually made one of those one time. Our house, we couldn't figure out how to, like, what temperature, because we just moved in, like, what temperature was good for in the summer.
Yeah.
And so my brother and I made a hillbilly air conditioner. We put, like, a cooler full of ice in front of a fan, and we, like,
Yeah.
pumped air through the...
Smart. You guys are smart. Two smart kids.
Yep. Now he's a mechanic, and I do dumb internet shit.
You don't do
Could've
dumb
been-
internet shit. You just
I
participate
I
in dumb
make
internet.
dumb internet shit.
But like honestly, isn't that more fun than being a mechanic?
Yes. But we could have been, like, engineers, like, inventing shit. But we both went, too much math!
Too much.
not for me.
No, math is hard though.
It is.
Like honestly, it's so great coming from multiple different schools. So, like a technical college, a university that was known to teach law and writing and math, and then come to an art school. It's so funny to
Where
see
no
how
one
all
likes
artists cannot do math. Like
Yeah.
there is literally the only artists I know who can do math are like sculptors, furniture makers, and even then they're like, oh God, like I have to use this formula. Oh, and print paper book.
Yeah, you got to measure shit and like see how long it needs to be.
Well, not even that. No, there's a great machine. If anyone is interested and you live in Minneapolis, MCAD has a print paper book studio that you can actually go and take tours of, and they have a machine to make sure it's for when you're doing a certain type of printing, very specific type, and the paper has to be within a certain like fraction of a millimeter, and so it will like shave down and measure the paper as you're printing on it. And this is like an old machine from like the 1900s. It's actually pretty dope. So if anyone's interested in print paper book shit,
You could draw waves of ice on that paper.
you can. This one's no fun.
No.
No. All right. I think we're going to move ahead because waves and ice.
It's hard.
It's hard because it's like the same thing, except one is a frozen version of another that's not moving.
What if Elsa has a frozen double in the new movie? That's why it's called Frozen 2. There's 2 frozen Elsas.
Well, actually, my theory of the new movie is that Anna actually is going to have
Anna?
powers. Anna, whatever. I saw Frozen once. Honestly, I don't get the hype. You can at me. I don't really care.
It wasn't that great,
It
but
wasn't, I hated it so much because everyone was like, it's the first female film where she doesn't get the man. Like she doesn't need a man to complete her. That's bullshit. Have you seen Princess and the Frog? Her whole point was building her own restaurant and her own career.
and
And
like
then she just happened to fall in love.
the man was just a side part.
He was a side plot to her dream. Yeah. Oh yeah. I was like, Mulan. I mean, we can talk
Lilo and
about
Stitch?
Lilo and Stitch, Finding Nemo, like all that shit. Because I think Disney owns
They
Pixar
got
now.
Dory, so like I guess they did find love.
Yeah, but that was
Well,
was
that's not a
another familial.
female-led.
That was like a familial love, though.
But they were saying female-led. Nemo's not a girl.
Well, no, but Dory technically saved the day, and she was a side character. So,
Well, it's because that's just Ellen.
no, I love Ellen. Ellen is great, but no, like it's,
Ellen, if you're
oh my God, yeah. While she's living it up with her beautiful wife,
Model
Portia
wife,
de
yeah,
Rossi. Yeah, she's totally gonna fucking just stop what she's doing.
yeah, whatever. You know what?
We
I gotta
do
shoot
love
my
her.
shot. Got you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, I know. Well, especially because her newest comedy special was out of this world.
Fucking amazing.
It was amazing. But it just made me mad because Disney has made so many. They were like, this is the first familial love movie. No, it's not. You're like, all of these, it's like the only reason you're saying that is because it's just some random ass girl who looks like fucking Cinderella.
They used the same face model for the 2 sisters.
Oh, did they?
Yep.
Well, Anna to me didn't look like Cinderella. However,
No,
Elsa was,
and Anna. They used the same face, like 3D model.
Oh. Well, I
That's
think
why they
her-
look the same.
Well, that makes sense because they're supposed to be family.
They could have done something different.
Well, I think they did. I think their eyebrows were different.
You don't have siblings. Okay. My brother and I look near identical, but like we don't look alike. You can tell we're siblings when we're in the same room, but when you look at pictures of him, you can't tell that he's my family. Families don't look identical is what I'm trying to say.
So I was okay. Just because I don't have siblings doesn't mean I don't know that. My mom and my aunt look very different. People don't think they're sisters. A. B. There is a difference, though, between some families because there are some brothers and sisters that look near identical, just different genders. So you can kiss my ass. Also, I do think they may have started with the same face model but altered it a little bit, which is okay because they're both girls. They're not 2 different genders. and they weren't born very far apart. So I don't know. In my mind, I'm like, whatever. It's kind of similar.
I know.
Have you ever noticed though that siblings who are born further apart don't look as similar? I have. I don't know why. I think that's
you
just
think
really
the
interesting.
eggs, like, they're like similar, and then they come out and they're like, nope, less, and they get less and less.
Yeah, well, and I think the genetics in each are actually a little different, which is why siblings do look different. But I think over time it does shift.
That
more.
is how DNA works.
I can never just say things, can I?
I can't just say things.
No, because you always say shit like that. Yes, I hope that was loud. Anyways, that was no fun. Sorry, you guys, that wasn't a fun one. Our next one is this is don't
Think
get
about
oh
it.
this is think about it. That's right because
You do this. You do it every
well
time.
because in my head
Your
it
brain,
should be
yeah.
it should be opposite. So this is don't get me started.
Think about it.
This is think about it. This is think about it, where we randomly generate a word and we try to spin a conspiracy theory about it, and then I usually fuck up and I'm like, oh my god, but there is a conspiracy theory about it. Today's word is tail.
Humans should have tails.
Oh my god, you just want everyone to be a fucking furry.
No, I think tails would be very useful.
Well, technically, you do have a tail.
I know, but I want it to not be vestigial. I want it to be functional. I want to pick things up with my tail. I don't want to bend over anymore. If I drop shit, I want to pick it up with my tail.
Have
I
you
want
not
to pick
learned
it
how
up.
to pick it up with your feet?
I'm wearing shoes.
But like when you're at home, don't you just pick up shit with your toes?
Yes, I'm talking about in public.
I think that would still be inappropriate in public to
Using
pick
my
shit up with your tail.
No, if everyone had a tail.
I mean, have you seen Spaceballs? His tail just goes up her skirt. I think tails would
that's
have to be
because
very regular.
he's a pervert.
He was not a perfect. He was a beautiful man. Shut up. Oh, gross.
No, tails would be very useful, and humans should have them. And evolution is stupid. Evolution is a bitch. Charles Darwin at me.
I don't think he can. Good try, friend. Out of everyone we've shouted out to, if they were free this weekend, I think A, he would be the freest. But B, I don't think he would physically be able to come here. I just have a feeling. I have a feeling he might be dead. Just a smidge that he has all the time in the world, but physically could not come here to at you.
Okay, well, see, you think Charles Darwin, if he were alive today, would listen to a bullshit comedy podcast?
Oh my God, yes, because he'd be like,
This is
literally, like, he would be like, this proves my point that eventually they're going to die. Like, he would follow us just to watch us die.
That's
Yeah. Actually, for one of my teachers, Emily, oh my God, if she ever listens to this, I would literally I'd be so happy. Emily once was like, you know what I've always wanted
I don't know why I'm doing this.
is a Valentine's Day card. I drew her a Valentine's Day card of Charles Darwin holding a gun. And he said, what did he say? I think he said through, what was it? Through, oh my God. It's like, I can see the words, but I can't say them. It was like through, I choose you. You are my natural selection. That's what it was. And that was her Valentine's Day card from me. She loved it. She actually hung it in her office because he was holding a Glock. I tried really hard to make the gun look good. I can't really draw well, though. So I tried. And I think that's why she hung it up, because she was like, this is like my baby trying art. So
I've seen a diagram of Darwin's finches, and it had a bunch for seeds, for fruit, for berries, and then there was one with a long, a gun barrel on its face instead of a beak. It says vigilante justice.
okay, that's good. That's some good quality content right there.
I saw it and I'm like, I fucking hate that I get this on a deep level.
That you feel it on a spiritual soul level.
Yeah, that I understand vigilante justice, and I understand Darwin's finches, and that I can understand those. They're pretty popular cultural touchstones, but it's so niche and to exactly what I like to consume. Yeah. It's I hated it.
Well, do you ever Do you ever too when you see someone who has a Darwin's fish on their sorry, dead skin. When
I could hear you.
oh, here. Sorry, I had to adjust my mic. Do you ever I always look at people who have a Darwin fish on their car.
A fish.
Oh yeah, you know like
the
the
fish.
Jesus, yeah, you know, the evolution fish.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I get you, bro.
Because it's like a play on words because Jesus did the fish thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, I love it. It makes me happy.
Jesus, that guy.
Jesus. We just celebrated him being a zombie.
Jesus' second birthday 2. I said,
The rebirthdaying?
you know me. You know my sense of humor.
Oh, no.
So on Easter, I was like upset. I was like, what the heck? What's with this Jesus guy? Why does he get 2 birthdays? And my mom got like mad at me. She's like, that's
Well,
Jesus.
yeah, because your mom is religious. You don't say that to someone who actually like enjoys and studies the life of Jesus Christ.
Why does he get 2 birthdays?
But in a way, if you think about it, he doesn't get 2 birthdays.
I mean, he very much had to die for it.
He
but
was
like,
he was a zombie. Like you are wrong. I'm not.
I'm gonna
holding
do
your
the
hand.
same thing that I did to my mom. It's a joke.
But it's a wrong joke because he wasn't. He was reborn as a zombie. Like he died. He full on died.
Actually,
dead.
technically, he'd be a lick.
A what?
A lick. LICH.
What's a lick?
They basically like consume human flesh to stay alive, but they're reanimated, but they're not like zombies because he still had possession of his like faculties. Google it.
But you know, like a real zombie also does still have possession of its faculties.
But they're not like a person anymore. They're a zombie.
No, they're still a person. Have you? Oh, okay.
No,
if
but Jesus
anyone's-
was a fully functioning, like, he was the same. He was just dead and then not dead. Zombies are rotting and, like...
Once you die, though, you start to rot right away. I still can. It is Zombie Jesus Day, and you will never change my mind. Also, I am gonna look up a lick because that sounds up my alley. Do. Hello, internet. We are pulling you up. ICH.
No A.
Oh, just LICH.
Yeah, a lick.
Oh, so you're like a singular.
Yes.
Undead creature. This is some D&D bullshit.
No? Not...
Oh, Old English corpse. The pictures are all D&D bullshit,
Well,
which
yeah,
I
'cause-
thoroughly enjoy D&D bullshit, but that surprised me that you were like, this. And then I see these pictures and I'm like,
Okay, I've literally
Bro.
never played D&D. I want to so bad, but no one will ever play with me.
well, it's because you haven't found the right people to play with. I honestly only play with my friend Megan. And that's because she understands that I'm so ADD, we can only do one shots.
Yeah, my cousins and I kind of made a deal that we're going to trade off DMing this summer and just do one
Oh,
shots.
it's just a corpse.
What? No.
Yeah, lick, Old English word for corpse. The gate at the lowest end of the cemetery where the coffin and funerary procession usually entered was commonly referred to as the lick gate.
No, there's a creature. I swear to God.
Well, it is an undead. It says undead creature, but I wonder if lick also came from the idea of vampirism.
Yeah.
In the
Well, vampires are different because they're transformed. They don't.
well, no,
die.
not really the old vampires. Old versions of vampires were kind of much more zombified, but they had all of their faculties. They would just call out to you. Thank you for putting those on the
the
ground.
cheese knots.
Because if I kept hitting this, I was like, oh shit, if those fall, then I have to pick them up.
Oh no, I was more worried about the branding.
Oh.
Cheese knots.
So it is clearly cadaverous bodies, desiccated and completely skeletal.
Welcome.
Oh, so like Skeletor. Oh my God, there's Skeletor.
No, because the
Oh my God, that was like the nerdiest thing I could have ever said in my whole goddamn life.
The mythology that I know the lick from is that it was like a reanimated corpse essentially, but he was still alive and like had flesh and like wasn't rotting per
No,
se.
powerful magician skilled in necromancy and fantasy. A lick is a type of undead creature, often the result of a transformation as a powerful magician skilled in necromancy or a king striving for eternal life using spells or rituals to bind this intellect and soul to his Oh, I cannot read that. Phylactery, and thereby achieving a form of immortality. So it's basically a zombie with brains.
I'll look it up. I'll do a book report next week.
Well, don't do a book report because I'm going to read about it. This is the shit I love.
Okay, you do
I just
it.
never heard of a lick because I'm much more into vampiric lore because I'm
I
really
literally
into
read about
vampires.
this like in a Reddit thread. Like,
Oh, did you?
yeah, like I don't research it.
However, the D&D shit on it looks good. If you are into D&D, I would Google some of these images because they are great. However, I was just so surprised. I was like, you don't play D&D and you're
I
bringing me
want
to
to.
this thing. Well, now you know.
Listen, I don't play it actively, but like in my heart, I do.
Oh my God.
I'm a nerd, and no one wants to play nerd with me.
Okay. But yeah, so lick actually comes from Old English.
Why
Lick,
is
which
Finn the
means corpse.
human?
Because they all, so people who searched for lick also searched for Arthas Menthil, Lick King, Illidan Storm Range, Goblin, Sylvanus Windrunner, and then Finn the human. These are also, and then after Finn the human,
Gina.
I think it's supposed to be like Jaina
Gina Proudmoore.
Proudmoore.
Gina.
So this is just all the same things people
What
have
else?
searched for.
What else can we Google so that we can hide the fact that we don't have any slut corners?
Well, no, I was actually going to ask a question.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what I said before we started recording.
Sammy, you look into my eyes.
No, I'm not looking into your eyes. 'Cause
my
you're pissing me
brain.
off.
My brain has melted. I don't.
Okay.
Nothing
well,
is real outside
we
of
have
this
like
room.
10 minutes left.
Okay.
So my question is if you could have dinner with anyone dead or alive, who would you have dinner with and why?
That's a lot of pressure.
Oh my God.
Like just that, like this hypothetical situation. People posit it all the time, and like it makes me anxious because that's so much pressure.
Okay, fine. If you
What
could
am I
have
supposed
a
to talk about?
banquet with anybody, who would you have a banquet with?
What am I supposed to talk about?
Whatever the fuck you want.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
What you answer?
Well, it's hard because.
Yeah.
Well, no. It's only hard because if it was one specific. If I could do a banquet, I would have it like down. But I think I would honestly. For the longest time, my answer was Martin Luther King Jr. I would really like to just hear about his life through his words.
Not twisted and censored and
Yeah, and I'd really like to see history through his eyes as they were doing all of this really monumentous stuff. And then I think another person, so if I wanted to be good, and it depends on the meal. So if I wanted to be good and pure and actually try to make the world better, I would have dinner with Martin Luther King Jr. However, if I wanted to get twisted, dark, scary, depressed, kind of murdery, I would have dinner with Elizabeth Bathory.
See, that's who I thought you were gonna say.
Yeah. But that's only because she was the first technical vampire she was considered the first female vampire because she bathed in virgin blood, which is actually not true. Or at least it's a rumor. But they also they have an idea of how many people she killed, but they don't actually know. It's interesting. So there's a doctor who found, she did her like thesis on her. And then when she went to her castle where she died, she found all of these old letters of hers. So she actually wrote a book series, which of course I own, that is all of these letters, all of these correspondence between her and people in her court, and then her actual history. So yeah, I would probably pick her. If I could do like a good versus evil dinner, oops, that was my bad. I'm sorry. There's a cup here. If you heard that, I hit a cup. I would do Martin Luther King Jr. And I'd love to also talk to Rosa Parks about the people she interacted with. And I would really like to talk to, and it's funny because a ton of people I know who answer this question. I like to ask this question because to me it really gauges people, which sounds weird, but it's actually a really good gauge to see like where kind of people are in their own headspace. And it's great because like almost all of my friends, actually, I would say like 3/4 of my friends will always say that they just want to have dinner with their family or their friends. And it's interesting because then there are people who don't, it's not that like you don't think outside the box, but it's one of those things where it's like you try to think grander than yourself because you're narcissistic. I don't know. And so
Well, I guess that question to me, like, it's kind of like a sleepover question in my brain, where it's like when you do truth or dare, like you ask questions that are like way bigger and like way more dramatic than they need to be. And I don't know, that question just like in my brain implies like you have to pick a celebrity or someone that's like kind of well known in some respects.
I always like to pick someone dead. And I think that's just because it's like we're already living in the now, so why not hear about... I mean, it's true, like
You can chase down anyone and be like, can we have dinner?
Because, like, I don't know, the idea of just listening, because it's like we've read history, but actually listening to someone who was there and a part of it, like, that's why I actually thoroughly enjoy, not in like a sadistic, gross way, but I find it really fascinating to watch and listen to people and read people who were actually in like Holocaust camps and Japanese internment camps here in the United States. And all that, because you actually get to hear it from their perspective, and I think that that's really important.
Yeah, that's way more important than whatever desensitized like government version that would ever come out.
Yeah. But it's sad because a lot of people don't view it that way. Like a lot of people are like, oh my God, this is so depressing. And it's like, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But it's so important because history will repeat itself. So we need to learn from our mistakes to be better.
Already is.
Yeah, well, we won't talk about that because that's a whole nother rant. So that was my slit corner. I was just curious. You never answered it though.
No, I didn't, because like I feel like that's a pretty good gauge of who I am, is because that just makes me so anxious. Like the concept of meeting.
Well, it makes
Is this person a
everyone
stranger
anxious.
to me? Like, have I
But
never
no.
met them and like Joan Jett just
But,
fucking
like, that's
walks
the
on the
thing,
scene and like, yo, you raised me from the dead. Let's have McDonald's.
I mean, wouldn't you? First off, did you just say Joan Jett?
Yeah.
Joan Jett's not dead.
You said living or dead. I just picked the first celebrity
Yeah,
that
but
came to my
no,
brain.
BB, you know what you said is you're like, I raised Joan Jett from the dead. And I was like, oh, BB, Joan Jett's not dead yet.
I just picked the first celebrity and I was going with a joke. Fine. Janis Joplin rolls up. You raised me from the dead.
Oh my
Let's
God.
eat McDonald's.
Yes, and you would say fucking no to Janis Joplin?
No, but like, is that what it is? Or is like,
No,
she wakes
it
up
can
and I'm
be-
like pulling her out of her grave?
No.
Tell me the secret of life.
No, here are the guidelines.
Tell me what the meaning of life is, Janet. Is there heaven?
Okay, first off, if you want to know the meaning of life, you just need to watch Monty Python's The Meaning of Life because that is the meaning of life. A. B.
Janice, tell me what it means.
No, like, honestly, the whole point of the question is, and here's how I describe it to people because this is how you get the best answers. So I didn't describe it to you right, so that was my fault. Is you're already sitting at a table and you have the idea to just kind of choose whoever is sitting across from you. They don't like come back from the dead. They're not like a zombie. They're not creepy. But you can kind of pick them at any phase of their life. So you can be like, I would like to talk to this person here. And then be like, okay. And then they just kind of appear. And you can have dinner with anyone.
So are they real or they have figment?
Yes, they're real.
Figment of my imagination.
No, they're real. They're physically there in front of you. They're the physical real being, but they're also there just to talk with you. They're not there to judge you.
And they know this, and like
Yes.
they rolled up and they asked. And
Oh my God, you know what? Never mind. I don't even fucking care who you want to have dinner with. Because I know what your answer is eventually going to be.
What?
It's going to be nice just to have dinner with my mom. She's such a great cook. We're going to be so happy.
I eat dinner with my mom all the time.
Yeah.
So I would need to summon her in my figment.
But like, this isn't, oh my God. The simple question.
It's not simple.
Who would you want to have dinner with? You are making this literally so much more than it needs to be.
It's so open-ended, and
But
I have
it's-
questions.
It is open-ended, but that's because you can interpret it however you want. If you want it to be a fucking zombie apocalypse, it can be a zombie apocalypse.
I don't want that.
Well, then there you go. You already know what you want.
Sammy, I don't like this question.
It is not, okay. People listening, if you could have dinner with someone dead or alive, who would you have dinner with? Would you want to have A dinner with someone good, a dinner with someone evil,
No.
someone you hate. Because that's interesting. I actually had someone answer that. They're like, I would have dinner with someone I hate. And I was like, why? And they're like, because I'd like to see and get their perspective as to why and how I can better myself as a person. And I was like, God damn, you're a good human being. Yeah. They don't live in the United States.
I guess
so
I
think that's
just
why.
don't think about this shit when I'm alone, and like I don't, because every time someone asks me, it's like I'm so on the spot. I've never thought about an answer, and I don't like it.
You don't think about that stuff?
No.
Oh, I think about that shit all the time. Like, I already think about, like, if I could choose to be an animal, what animal would I be?
Bear.
Oh, Sammy, I don't think about this stuff at all. In my spare time, I don't think about these questions at all. Bear. Fuck you. Anyways, thanks everybody for listening to It's a For Fun Saying podcast. I think we're going to end it on that note because oof. Message or comment me who you would have dinner with. I'm genuinely interested because I love learning more about people and enjoying the company of others. So I care about you. You're amazing. We would like to thank Ryan Bloom for the dope ass music. We'd like to thank MTN. Okay, fine, I'll do this myself. We'd like to
Just gonna let
thank.
you keep going.
We'd like to thank MTN for giving us this dope location and for
And
just being
set
so nice and wonderful to us. We'd like to thank MCAT for giving EJ credit, for making me pay for my diploma. I think that's it. I'd like to thank myself for that dope slut corner that you fucking ruined.
I didn't ruin it. It makes me. I don't know the answer.
And
I don't like questions that I don't know the answer to.
And that's it. I think that's it. I think we're done.
I'm gonna go in my
It's been
shirt and be
a-
sad now.
Okay, that's good for you. You do that. Bye.
With Sammy and EJ.